Hi, this is Dario. Welcome back to my channel, Motley Reads. So now we are back in London, back from our trip to Bath, that you hopefully have seen the video from, and Oxford. Yesterday we were in Oxford, I'm gonna show you some footage from Oxford, and then when you come back, I'm gonna show you some books that we have acquired during this trip. So, see you soon. So, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the footage. And as you see here, I have my companion here, my travel companion. So we went back to Oxford. It was Maya and Mia, my wife, and your mom. So it was three of us on the trip. So we're gonna show you some of the books that we acquired, and you saw that fantastic bookstore as well on the footage just before here. It is Blackwells. Blackwells, it's the most fantastic bookstore I ever been to. We've been there before, and you know, every time we go there we get crazy. So we got crazy here as well, and this is, you know, feel like a really mad person. So we're gonna go through these books. I promise they are not all mine, far from it. Maya has a bunch. She's gonna show hers, and of the rest that I'm gonna show, most of them those are Mia's actually. So it is quite a few. So let's get through them. So you wanna start maybe with the first one?
Yeah, sure.
So which one do you wanna go?
Should I start with this one?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I actually got this at Oxfam. It says Learn Ancient Greek, and it just teaches you ancient Greek. And me and my mom kind of got it together, and we've been doing the first lesson together, and now we're determined that we're going to learn ancient Greek.
Yes.
It's by someone called Peter Jones.
Yes, it seems quite pedagogical.
Yeah, I've actually learned a lot just from the first level. From
Yes.
the first lesson, I've learned almost the entire alphabet. So
Yeah. So I heard that when we were on the train, I heard in the background Greek lessons. So it seems fun.
yes,
Yeah, great. So this you got at Oxfam. We got at Oxfam a couple of books as well. I got two poetry collections, pretty old ones. This one is by Tennyson. Beautiful volume. It is a soft book, and it looks like this. And this is from 1917. Collection of poetry by Tennyson. And the second one is collection of poetry by Lord Byron, and this one is not dated, oddly enough. I was looking everywhere in the book. It is beautiful, illustrated, and it's some library that is called Routledge's Redline Poets. So maybe some of you have some of these books and can illuminate me regarding when this has been published. So it's illustrated Byron. So those two we got at the same Oxfam. It was in Bath,
yes,
right?
in Bath.
Yeah. What more do you have?
I have. Let's see. I'm gonna take this one actually.
Yeah, you went all crazy with this, you know, witch
Yeah.
stuff.
I have a lot of very witchy books. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain that, but yes, I have a lot of witch themed books. So, but I got this one in Bath. In what bookstore was it? It was in that bookstore.
Yeah, it was Mr. B's book emporium. That we have a footage from there in North Abbey video.
Yeah. It's this book called Wildcard by Jen Cowney and Fiona Lensvelt. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yes, it is a book about tarot cards, and yeah, I do already kind of read the tarot. Oh, I found this one. I've been looking for this picture, but I already read tarot cards, but it like has explanations for every card and a story behind everything, and yeah, that's really interesting. So I got this at Mr. B's Emporium.
And this is a Gorgon's Head from the Temple of Solis Minerva, Roman baths in Bath. Yeah, Really, really cool. Look at this. Hypnotic gaze. Right. Cool. Right? So this is yours.
We saw it in Bath. You should add that.
Yeah.
We saw it in Bath.
Yeah. But it was we have a Roman bath in the video, the Northanger Abbey video. Okay, so let's see. I can show you this one. This one is a book by somebody that is called Francis Collins, and Dr. Francis Collins is head of the Human Genome Project, and is one of the world's leading scientists that is working at the cutting edge of the study of DNA, the code of life. And the name of the book is The Language of God. A scientist presents evidence for belief. Here Collins, Dr. Collins, he explains his own journey from atheism to faith, and then it says here, take reader on a stunning tour in modern science to show that physics, chemistry, and biology, indeed reason itself, are not incompatible with belief. And given all the discussions we have had on the booktube and maybe midrash and on all the debate on atheism and the science and faith, I thought this was pretty interesting theme, and it looks like very thought through and worked through book. So I'm looking forward to read this one. So Francis Collins, The Language of God. Do you wanna go with that?
Maybe we should take some of.
Yeah, some others. Yeah. Here is a book by Jhumpa Lahiri or Lahiri, or however I'm pronounced. It's Jhumpa Lahiri.
Yeah, I think so. Mom pronounces it like that.
So it's whereabouts. It's a novel. The woman moves through the city alone. She moves along its bright pavements. She passes over its bridges, through its shops and pools and bars. Sometimes her steps take her to the grieving mother, sealed off in her own solitude. Sometimes they take her to the station, but their trains can spirit her away for a short while. But in the arc of a year, transformation awaits. One day at the sea, both of her and replenished by the sun's vital heat, her perspective will change forever. And it sounds exactly like one of those books that Mom loves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So perhaps some of you have read it. We can take another one of hers. This one, Beauty and Sadness by Yasunari Kawabata. Yasunari Kawabata is a Japanese author, winner of Nobel Prize of Literature. Also a novel about successful writer Oki that returns to Kyoto and finds Otoko, a young woman. He's like high school sweetheart, right? And it is apparently a very beautiful short novella. Yeah.
Yes. So I have this book by James Binney. It is a very short introduction to astrophysics, because I'm very interested in astrophysics.
Astrophysics and witchcraft, that's your kind.
Yes, that's my thing. So yeah, it has like pictures and everything, so I think this would be very interesting. And I mean, yeah, it says a very short introduction, but I feel like it actually got a lot in here. So I'm excited to read this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this at Blackwells.
Yeah, cool. These two over there, are those yours or?
No, they're not mine. Oh, this one is Mom's.
Yeah.
And I think
Fingersmith.
Is this yours?
No, it's hers.
Mom's.
Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. Another one. Sarah Waters is one of these authors we hear a lot about on the booktube. And another one is Wildlife by Richard Ford. Richard Ford, he was quite hyped on the booktube a couple of years ago for this book Canada that he had. So this is a novella. It's called Wildlife. And he also won Pulitzer Prize for Independence Day. One of his early works. Okay. Do you want to go?
Yes, sure. So I have this book, The Union of Synchronized Swimmers by Christina Sandu. And it seems to be about this group of swimmers in the Soviet Union, I believe. Let's see. In an unarmed Soviet state, 6 girls meet each day to swim. At first they play, splashing each other and floating languidly on the water's surface, but soon the game becomes something more. They hone their bodies relentlessly, their skin shades into bruises. They borrow cigarettes stolen from the factory, where they work for swimsuits to stretch over their sunburned skin. They tear legs into splits, flick them back and forth like herons. They force themselves to stop breathing, and when they find themselves representing their country as synchronized swimmers in the Olympics, they seize the chance they have been waiting for to escape and begin new lives. Scattered around the globe, 6 women live in freedom, but will they ever be able to forget what they left behind? I bought this one at Blackwells, and it seems very interesting as well.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to read this.
Yeah, cool.
And it's a nice cover. I
like it. This one, as you can imagine, it's not one of Mia's books. Genius Makers, the mavericks who brought artificial intelligence to Google, Facebook, and the world. And it is one of my business books that I read. These are my comfort reads, basically, oddly enough. And it is about a team of software developers who work with the development of machine learning algorithms and brought this tech to the social media companies. So really excited to learn more about the backstory here. Let's see. Can pick up another one of non-fiction ones like this one. A New Sublime by Piero Boitani, yes. A New Sublime, 10 timeless lessons on the classics. And Piero Boitani is a literary critic, an expert on ancient myths, a medievalist, and a Dante scholar. And I'm sure, Tom, you know who it is. and this is his take on the how to read classics, basically, and you know, some eternal themes in classics, as I understand. Yeah, seems to be quite interesting. Let's see, take another one. Again, a business book here. The Deals That Made the World by Jacques Peretti. This guy, Peretti, he interviewed over the 20 years period, people, very powerful people, you know, CEOs, multinational corporations, politicians, economists, scientists, who have been involved in a large deals, large, you know, decisions that actually, you know, changed the course on the development of the world. So this is the story about about what he learned about these deals, and the chapters here are called like Cash, Who is Killing It, Why, Risk, How Chaos Came to Wall Street, Tax, Why Everyone Wants to Be the Cayman Islands, Wealth, Inequality as a Business Opportunity, Food, Owning Fat and Thin, Drugs, The Medication of Modern Life, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. It sounds quite exciting and you know, really this is the right time to read these types of books, given what is going on in the world right now. Do you want to go?
Yes, sure. I have 3 small books, and I'm wondering if I should take one at a time or all 3, because
You take one at a time.
yeah, because then I only have 2 books left. So I have this book, Nature Spirits. Now the witchy stuff comes in. You see, it's a very nice cover.
Yeah.
And it's wild lore and wild fae magic, and it's basically short texts about like spirit doors, and then there's nice pictures as well. And yeah, I saw this. They were at Blackwells, and it looks really good. Kind fire, you see. The pictures are lovely. I'm really excited to read this. It's a short, sweet little book. Yeah.
Nice. I got here a quite interesting find. It is something that I never heard of before. It was very surprising. I was browsing travel writing section at Blackwells, and then I ran across this book, Mary Wollstonecraft, A Short Residence in Sweden. So apparently, this is back in end of 1790s, just after French Revolution. Mary Wollstonecraft, mother of Mary Shelley, as I'm sure you many of you know, she took a trip to Scandinavia, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, and spent most of the time in Sweden actually, and wrote 25 letters back home where she's talking about about the society, about the societies in Scandinavia, and how should a new society be set up, really. And this is, I never heard of this. I should have heard of this, given that I live in Sweden, and how self-conscious Scandinavian people are, and about their place in the world. It's very odd that this never came across. And then I was going out for a run yesterday, and sometimes I listen to podcasts when I run. So I was looking into my podcasts, and there is this particular podcast is education podcast. Build. How would you build name in English?
Like lecturing, knowledge.
Yeah, like kind of an education podcast. A new episode came up there. It's a Swedish podcast, and it is, Mary Wollstonecraft in Scandinavia. What are the odds for that? It's just unbelievable. It is, kind of a very, very new thing. And this book is nothing new, definitely, and it has been in Penguin Classics for a while. So this is, I'm very much looking forward to read this one. Short Residence in Sweden by Mary Wollstonecraft. And in this edition, there is also her biography written by William Godwin, who was married to Mary Wollstonecraft, and it's her biography called Memoirs of the Author of the Rights of Woman. Yeah. And this nice romantic painting here. That is detail from a ship by David Friedrich. Didn't he do this romantic painting? This guy that stands on a kind of on a cliff, looking out over the this troubled landscape. Typical kind of romantic painting. I think it's David Friedrich. It looks very much like.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I need to Google that up. All right, cool. You wanna go with some witch stuff? Yeah.
Some more witch stuff.
Yeah.
Then we have another of these small books. It's The Little People, and it's a book about like fairies, elves, nixies, pixies, knockers, straids, and dwarves. You see, it's by Paul Johnson. It's the same type of book. It has short stories or descriptions or just text about these like just creatures from fairy tales, like ladies of the lake.
Right. Yeah, this is nice.
I'm really excited for this, and the pictures are just beautiful. Sand and foam, spirits of the sea and shore. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm just so glad that I found these books. I got this at Blackwells as well.
Yeah, cool.
So that's really cool.
Nice. Okay, I got you got lost in this.
Sorry.
I got this one, Mia got this one, but it looks very interesting. I might read it as well. In Memory of Memory by Maria Stepanova, and this is Maria Stepanova, the author. When her aunt died, she went through her apartment and cleaned it out. It looked to all the photographs, the postcards, letters, diaries, and so on. And it gave a story about seemingly ordinary Jewish family, how they actually managed to survive through the troubled 20th century. this I've seen similar book that was written by an excellent Bosnian author Miljenko Jergovic called Moves, that is on the same theme. So these are these are the things that give, I think, quite interesting perspective on things, and typically written in a kind of soft spoken way. So I think this is pretty good one. Memory by Maria Stepanova. Another one that Mia found is this one, The Art of Reading by Damon Young, it seems to be exactly what you would think about, and different aspects of reading. So chapters are called like curiosity, patience, courage, pride, temperance, and justice. Can't say more about it. Maybe some of you have seen it before. And another one, and this one I picked out for Mia, and I'm pretty. I found it at Blackwell. I thought this was something that she would love, and the more I look at it, the more I think that I would love this one, and I'm sure I'm gonna pick it up at some point in time. It's a periodic table by Primo Levi, and the Primo Levi, he was a chemist by training, and he takes elements of the periodic table and as inspiration, and tells the story, different stories from his life, and the different stories about the world, about the people, and happenings throughout his life. So like things like let me see here. He takes up the inert gas argon and talk about the inert relatives, like his uncle who stayed in bed for 22 years. Or takes iron as inspiration to honor the mountain climbing resistance hero who put iron in Levi's student soul. In Vanadium, he describes an eerie post-war correspondence with the man who had been his boss there, and so on and so forth. So this is quite interesting periodic tale by Primo Levi.
Yes. And then my last one of these 3 books, it's Altered States, and it's about minds, drugs, and culture, by Dr. Ben, is it Jessa? Yes. You see the cover. And yeah, it's about different kinds of, altered states and drugs, like sugar, and food and fasting and emotional states. And it seems really interesting as well. Meditation, states of consciousness, and with nice pictures as well. I mean, it's a bit scary, but
Yeah.
nice pictures.
Yeah. Meditation, good, drugs, not good.
No.
All right, cool. I'll take a couple of non-fiction or business ones. This one, HBR's 10 must-reads on building a great culture, and this is also one of my kind of executive education reads. I'm running business, so sometimes I mine for inspiration in these types of writing. This is a really great series of books by Harvard Business Review. They take a team, and then they dig into the archives and pull out the 10 best articles that are covering a certain theme, and this is on the culture in the companies, and these 10 articles written typically by academics and accomplished business people. So typically very good. So looking forward to read this one. Another business book. I think this is the last of the business books that I bought. Is this one, The Kremlin School of Negotiation by Igor Rizov, winner of the Russian Business Book of the Year. And Legend has it that the Kremlin School of Negotiation was born in Russia in the 1920s under the rule of Joseph Stalin, and it still has its followers and advocates to this day. Quite interesting to, especially given what's going on. Maybe it could shed some light in some, behaviors and positions in this story that is going on. It's got quite good reviews on Goodreads and elsewhere as well. Kremlin School of Negotiation. Yes.
So.
More witches?
Yes, more witch stuff. But I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah.
It's a handbook for herbal remedies, and yeah, it's just basically an A to Z with different herbs and fruits and stuff that you can take to heal yourself. It was in the alternative medicine aisle.
You can show.
Yeah.
Like this one, for example.
It's hawthorn, and it shows pictures and describes. And then it has this short guide that says like the safety of it and how much research has been done and the traditional use of it. And like it says like what it's good for and the parts that you should use. And then it also has like these big pictures of the different herbs and flowers and fruits in the book. Yeah, and then they are sorted in an A to Z, but it's by the name in Latin, so it's a bit hard sometimes to find what you're looking for, so you have to search and you have to go to the index at the end. And it also has this very nice part. It has like common health problems, and then it like gives you, it's like if I have migraines here, then it will give you some remedies for it, and it will say the pages that you should go to, and then you can just go find what you're looking for. So that's really nice.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you're gonna make some tea for me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. All right. So here we have another book that I've been looking at for a while. Is this one by Richard P. Feynman? Surely you're joking, Mr. Feynman. And Richard Feynman is one of mine and many people's scientific heroes. Many of you know that I have a scientific background, and this was Feynman has been my source of inspiration during my studies, during my time at grad school, and this is a set of this is a number of conversations that he had with his friend Ralph Leeton, and they were taped, these conversations, and then they are transcribed, very much kept in a kind of spoken form, stories from his life, basically, kind of a biography. Part one is from Far Rockaway, in New York, when he's born, where he's born, to MIT, then the Princeton years, then Feynman, the bomb in the military, phys because I guess many of you know that he's been participating in Manhattan Project during the World War II, from Cornell to Caltech, and the world of one physicist. So it is his life story, basically. He starts with the kind of half page of his biography. It's very concise, typically Feynman. It tells you more or less everything, as a CV of life, and then all these wonderful stories. I read a couple of them. It's really, really a delight. Surely you're joking, Mr. Feynman. So this is a cool one. Here is one of. Is this yours or mine?
No, it's Mom's.
This is Mom's. A new retelling of Greek myths by Charlotte Higgins. I don't know how many Greek.
We have a lot. We have a lot
Greek
of them.
myth books.
And like Greek retellings, everything. We have lots of Greek myths.
Yeah, both of you are crazy in these myths. So this is with drawings by Chris Ofila, and this is Athena, Akeletoe, Philomela, Arachne, Helen, Circe, Penelope, you know, all the classics. So yeah. Another one of hers is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I know this is one of those that books that she's been looking at for a while. You know, should I get it? Should I not get it? And it's a classic by Daphne du Maurier. Another that she picked up, and this is one this is one of the books that I really read this many years ago. I really loved it. The Moon is Down by John Steinbeck, and you know, John Steinbeck, excellent writing, and this little novella is extremely important novella. It has been important in Europe, especially during World War II. It is about, you know, this Scandinavian country that gets invaded by another country, and then, you know, they put up a resistance and turn, you know, their own fear into turn it into the hearts of the invaders, basically. And this was, you know, a source of inspiration for enslaved people of Europe during World War II. It's very good book. The Moon is Down. Another one that she picked up is also this one by Oliver Sacks, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. Another classic. Oliver Sacks, psychiatrist, and these are, you know, his stories about his patients, basically. This I picked up this one by how do you Mom, W. Somerset Maugham. Also, you know, an author I've seen quite a lot, especially here in the UK. Never read anything by him, so I thought, okay, now, you know, now it's time. They had, you know, whole shelf at Blackwells. Now it's time that I try, and so I took this one. It's a collection of short stories called Far Eastern Tales. And it is, you know, based on, inspired, you know, by the years that he stayed, you know, in British colonies. And it's what really got me inspired about this book is when I saw a quote from Guardian saying, like Kipling and Conrad, he transports us to a long since vanished world of hard drinking colonial planters and traders and their frosty mem sahibs, and you know, this is really a theme that I like quite a lot. You know, colonial Britain. So Far Eastern Tales. Here's looks a quite interesting novel by last. I've never heard of this author before. Yeah, by John Lindsay. Australian author, Picnic at Hanging Rock, and it is about this a group of girls, year 1900. They are at college for young ladies. They got out to picnic and one of them disappears. Yeah, so it's like a mystery story. It seems to be very you know, nice writing. It captures you immediately. You know, after the first page, you get sucked in it. So this, I think, yeah, this is going to be. I'm gonna take a stab at this one as well. Yes, and the last one of yours. Yes, sorry, I had the flow, so you know.
You were like,
yeah.
So, Slavic Witchcraft.
Yeah.
By Natasha Helwin, and it's old world conjuring spells and folklore, and first it just like talks about Slavic magic, power and sorcery, and it talks about the connection between paganism and Christianity, and then talks about like voodoo and how it has connection to African ethnic groups who also used voodoo. It speaks about here, and then it also has tons of different spells and everything. It like has advice and spells. At the end it has like short simple tips, and I thought that was very great. It has like never pick up coins in the street, and do not take them from the hands of your enemies or people who envy you, because money is a powerful magic tool and a charm that can seriously affect your life. And it has like short different, just like tips for everyday life. And then, you know, spells to protect your home and to get money and wealth and love spells and everything. And it seemed really interesting. And I've been looking for a book about Slavic witchcraft for a very long time. And I just haven't found it, but now I finally found one. And I just like, I'm getting this book. I'm getting it. You can't stop me. I just saw this and I was like, I need it. I got a Blackwells as well.
Oh boy, you would have a lot to talk about with my grandma if she was still alive. Okay, so I have two left here. First one is this one, Chronicle of the Roman Emperors, the reign-by-reign record of the rulers of Imperial Rome. And it is exactly what it looks like. You know, it is richly illustrated and pedagogically written, a bit easier read than Suetonius. And this is written by Chris Scare. I like Chris Scare. He's a professor of archaeology at Durham. I had when I was studying archaeology at university, we had one of the textbooks, The Human Past, that is done by him excellently. One of the best textbooks I ever had. So this is I'm sure that this is really a great one. And then finally, really fitting for Jane Austen July. By the way, we are both participating in Jane Austen July. You know, I read Northanger Abbey. Now I'm in the Sense of Sensibility, you're reading Emma currently. Right?
Yes.
How do you like Emma?
I love Emma so far.
Yeah, Emma is really
it's really great. I'm enjoying it very much.
Yeah. So I got this one at the Jane Austen Center in Bath. The illustrated letters of Jane Austen, selected and introduced by Penelope Hughes Hallett. And look at this. This is so beautiful. This is like, I don't know who did, or I don't remember. So Wildflowers designed for silk material by William Kilburn, circa 1790. So this is so beautiful. And these are it's collection of letters basically by Jane Austen. It's covering, it's her letter to her sister Cassandra, and it starts, you know, with the intro about her life, and then covering period by period is like, you know, her first years in Steventon, 1796-1801, and then, you know, for, you know, all these different letters that she talks about different things, you know, they have collected pictures of people that she's mentioning, also, you know, showing, you know, if she talks about, you know, doing some work at home, you know, some pictures of it, domestic life. She's talking about, you know, taking a post-chaise, pictures of how that looked like. So this is really cool, and it fits especially this time of year, and they also the quotes from books here, and then, you know, then she goes on from Steventon, goes on to Bath, 1801 to 1805, then to Southampton, Chawton, and then after Chawton and Winchester, and then in Winchester she dies in Winchester at the end. So yeah, this is really a gem. The only thing that I'm not very happy about, it is like, you know, this coffee table format, so you can't, you know, shelve it in bookshelf, so it has to be like a coffee table book. I would have preferred it to be, you know, but on the other hand, you can look at this, you know, fantastic.
It's a nice coffee table book.
Yeah. So So this is it. Oh my God, what a marathon. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be with the footage, it's gonna be like 45 minutes. But you know, for all of you, or you know, for any of you that might have made it to the end, thank you very much for sticking with us. And you know, if you have read some of these books, you know, please comment. I would be very interested hearing your opinion. And yeah, that's it.
Yes.
And thank you for joining me on this.
Thank you for inviting me to join.
Yeah. So until next time, take care. Bye.